All right, hey guys. Okay, so this is our last video for this week, and we are going to finish up with pages 74 and 75 of our workbook, and then I will give you guys the homework for you to do so that we can continue next week. Okay, so let's get moving. Oh, I think I just changed page. Okay, here we go. So we actually just finished up our student book, page 79, and now we are going to go to pages 74 and 75 in our workbook. So let's do that. All right, so if we look up here, we see that this is all about writing, as we talked about before. And the words are all mixed up, right? The words are all mixed up, and it's important that we unscramble them. So we're going to unscramble these words and put them in the correct order. And number one was already done. So here are our words in the order they are right now. We have volunteer, does, when, she, and question mark. So what's the first word in our sentence? When. And how do we know? Because we have a capital letter right here. Okay, so when does she volunteer? Question mark. When does she volunteer? Okay, so that's number one. When does she volunteer? Let's look at number two. We have to work. We have she, go, does, what time, and question mark. Well, we know we start with what time, right? We know we're starting with what time because what has a capital letter, and our sentences must begin with a capital letter. What time? And then we have our helping verb, does. What time does? Our subject, she. Our main verb, go. And the rest of our sentence, to work. So number two, what time does she go to work? Question mark. Don't forget to put your question mark at the end of your sentence. Number three, on the weekend, do what you do, question mark. And our answer, what do you do on the weekends? Now I want to point out something. You notice right here it says on the weekend, and you notice I wrote on the weekends. The reason I did that is because when you are asking someone about something they normally do, I think since this is the last video, my voice is giving out. But when you ask them about something they normally do, you use the plural form of the word because it's something that they do all the time on this particular day, or, you know, in this case, days. So it's what do you do on the weekends? What do you do on Tuesdays? What do you do on Fridays? You know, so you write this in plural form. In singular form, what do you do on the weekend? We don't ask it that way. If it's only one weekend you're talking about, we would say, what are you doing this weekend? This is one weekend. What are you doing this weekend? Because we're talking about one weekend. But if we're talking about many weekends or every weekend, then we say, what do you do on the weekends? Okay. All right. Number 4. To the park, go he on Saturday morning, does ? Okay. And does he go to the park on Saturday morning? This should be Saturday mornings. Okay, the same thing. Does he go to the park on Saturday mornings? If it was just one Saturday morning, you would say, is he? You would use the present tense. But you're talking about a habitual behavior, something that he does all the time. Does he go to the park on Saturday mornings? Number 5, go to bed. Your. What time? Children. Do. ? And our answer, what time do your children go to bed? All right, number 6, does the dog walk he when ? We know we start with when because it's a capital letter. So our answer, when does he walk the dog? When does he walk the dog? All right, so now let's look at exercise 2. Complete the conversations. Use the questions from exercise 1. So if you think about these questions in exercise 1, when does she volunteer? What time does she go to work? What do you do on the weekends? Does he go to the park on Saturday morning? What time do your children go to bed? When does he walk the dog? So down here you have answers already given. So she volunteers in the morning. So the question that would be appropriate for that is, when does she volunteer? All right. So that's number 1. That's already done. Let's take a look at number 2. He walks the dog in the evening. So our question would be, when does he walk the dog? When does he walk the dog? Number 3, I work at a shopping mall on the weekend. So what's our question? What would our question be? What do you do on the weekend? What do you do on the weekend? Number 4, they go to bed at 9 p.m. They go to bed at 9 p.m. What time do your children go to bed? What time do your children go to bed? Number 5, she goes to work at 8 a.m. is the answer. She goes to work at 8 a.m. So our question is, what time does she go to work? What time does she go to work? And the last answer is, yes, he does. I wonder what the question is for that. Yes, he does. So our question would be, does he go to the park on Saturday mornings? Does he go to the park on Saturday mornings? All right, let's do a little practice online, actually. This is just another practice area of using the given words and phrases from WH questions and unscrambling those words. So here's an example. Ruler is in what Spanish? And our answer will be, what is ruler in Spanish? You wanted to ask someone how you say the word ruler in Spanish. Now, you'll notice, in our exercise over here, we were given the word with the capital letter already in it. But here, we're not given the word with the capital letter. So we are going to think about our question words, okay? Our question words will start the sentence, the question, followed by a verb, and then a subject, and then the rest of the sentence. So this one, number 1, oh, it's not letting me type it in. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's not working. It's not letting me type in the answer. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to just click on it. What? There you go. What are they doing? That's our question. Number 1, what are they doing? Number 2, our question word, when do you, what's next? Get up in the morning. Okay, very good. Next, what's our question word? How do you spell your name? How do you spell your name? Next, what is now this question is interesting because you can actually ask this question 2 ways. You can say, what is homework for? And that just means, why do we do it? Or what is for homework? And I think it's probably what the question that they want to ask is, what is for homework? That's the question that you would ask your teacher. What's for homework? That's what you guys are going to ask me at the end of this lesson, isn't it? All right. Next, our question word is, why does Tim like handball? Why does Tim like handball? Number 6, what do you think number 6 should be? What sports, I got a little confused on that one myself, do the girls like? What sports do the girls like? Number 7, what did your friend have for lunch? What did your friend have for lunch? Number 8, how long did Kevin stay in Paris? How long did Kevin stay in Paris? Number 8, what was the weather like? And number 9, who thinks math is easy? Math should not have an S on it. It should just be M-A-T-H. Who thinks math is easy? All right, so let's check. And our answers are all correct. So feel free to come to this website and you can get some really good exercises and challenges online for that. Okay, now let's go back to our lesson. And we are actually moving on to page 75 in our workbook. Page 75, page 75 in our workbook. So on page 75, we are asked to add capital letters, then rewrite the sentences. Add capital letters, then rewrite the sentences. So number 1 is already done. The S in Susie should be a capital letter. And our sentence is, Susie works at the library and she goes to school. So the only letter that needs to be added is the capital is S in Susie. For number 2, she works on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. For the capital letters, we need an S in she because it's the first word in the sentence. We need an M, capital M in Monday, a capital W in Wednesday, and a capital F in Friday because these are days of the week. And we always capitalize the days of the week. Number 3, 4, and 5 are pretty easy. They all need the S in she capitalized. So number 3, she begins work at 9 a.m. That's because she is at the beginning of the sentence. She has lunch from 12 to 1. She is at the beginning of the sentence. She finishes work at 5 p.m. She is at the beginning of the sentence. So all these S's need a capital letter, and that's all. And number 6, we have on Tuesday and Thursday, she doesn't work. She goes to school. So we need to put a capital letter on the capital O, and then on the T for Tuesday, the T, and the T for Thursday. On Tuesday and Thursday. And then we have a second sentence over here. She goes to school. So we need that S in she capitalized. So the O, the T, and this S in she. All right? That's the top of page 75. Now let's go down to the bottom part of page 75. And I know by now you guys are probably so tired of at, in, or on, but we are going to finish up this lesson. This is an email, and the email is about the daily schedule. Here's Hamid talking about his daily schedule, and we are going to talk about what goes in each blank. So just look over here for the answers as I read, and then we'll go ahead and listen to it. So he's writing to Marisol, and he says, my daily schedule isn't hard. On Monday, I usually get up. Number 2 is at 7. Number 3, in the morning. Number 4, at 8, I leave for work. I eat lunch late in the afternoon. That's number 5 is in the afternoon because I am so busy. I leave for home at 6 in the evening. This is my schedule, Tuesday to Friday. 2. On Saturday, I go to my friend's house. On Sunday morning, I spend time with my children. Hamid. All right, so now let's listen to this email. I'm going to come back to this page here.
Day 75, Exercise 4, Track 21. Hi, Marisol. My daily schedule isn't hard. On Monday, I usually get up at 7 in the morning. At 8 o'clock, I leave for work. I eat lunch late in the afternoon because I am so busy. I leave for home at 6 in the evening. This is my schedule Tuesday to Friday, too. On Saturday, I go to my friend's house. On Sunday morning, I spend time with my wife and children. Hamid.
Okay, so that is the end of page 75 and the homework. So now let's talk about the homework for next week. For next week, I want you guys to, we're going to try to finish Unit 6. Yay! We're going to finish Unit 6 next week. So I want you to, for homework, I want you to work in your student book, pages 80 to 83, and in your workbook, pages 76 to 77. And that will be the end of Unit 6. And then we will get to move on to Unit 7. So thanks you guys for sticking around. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay? Bye-bye.